I was in a conversation with a Palestinian friend of mine. He very much appreciates your insight and your leadership. Um, he was explaining to me that uh, he was involved with some groups and organizations that claimed to be uh, Palestinian right groups. However, um, he backed away because they were forcing their members, in his terms, they were forcing their members to sign documents that said that they wouldn't speak out against LBGQT issues. Now, he believes um, that those groups have been uh, co opted in a similar manner as the civil rights movement. He asked, what would be your solution for persons like him and others that don't want their religion, voices, and their determination as a people co-opted?
Uh, it's a, um, it's a very complicated because of the nature of American society and the way that the interest groups establish themselves and um, put themselves in position to be understood and supported. Uh, it's very difficult for us to maneuver in this strange moral environment of America. Um, the what is the good is confused in the broad picture, and if you're not conscious of this strange moral environment and the ideas that function to support its existence, you will be compromised and co-opted, as you said, to use that word. Um, so, what is the moral environment? What is this strange moral environment that Imam W. Muhammad referred to as self-purging? It is the environment that says that it is okay to consume the products of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a person will say, well, according to Islamic teaching, that we're to avoid that. We're to push away from that. But according to interpretation, or by way of interpretation, an argument is made that in order to identify the purpose of man, he must consume what that tree offers. In the self-purging moral environment of America, what that means is that the knowledge of good and evil is to have a strategy or an interest to use the evil to manipulate the good. Islam rejects that. We have no code or value system that uses the evil. If we're conscious. And so we have to position ourselves in terms of our protest or arguments where we guard against being manipulated by the evil. So I would suggest that you study, that person study our history of public involvements and see how we skillfully maneuver to preserve the character of our moral arguments in the confusing atmosphere of America. Imam W.D. Muhammad represents a leadership firmly in the spirit and practice of moral consistency. And we cannot, nor do we pay an inordinate amount of attention to the private choices of individuals, while at the same time promoting the public dignity of man. So that's the way that we guard against being associated with something that for Islam or Islamic teaching is unacceptable. Every human being, according to the creation plan of God, is entitled to their standing before God in judgment. Every human being. And God will determine and does determine the degree to which they're to be rewarded or not. So our position is the dignity of human life, and that the choices of human beings must, in public review, support that dignity. In private, it is the judgment of God. So people that have that position can't be co-opted, nor is it the interest of those who co-opt to try to manipulate that group, because their moral position is firm. They will not support certain things because it cheats the dignity of man. So if that means that in that particular discussion that their voice is obscured, then they accept that. They don't try to dominate the conversation. That's wisdom. So if somebody were to ask Imam W.D. Muhammad, say, well, what is your position? So to be more precise in the answer, if somebody were to ask him, what is your position, LBGTQ, whatever the words are, or the letters, the Imam would say, our position is the dignity of the human life. He's not going to address those private behaviors. And if they try to press him on it, he'll repeat that. Our position is the dignity of human life.